What's crackalackin', everybody? Money smart guy Matt Sapaula here, hailing to you from the Dallas studios. Here with me in studio today is my homie, my trainer, my road dog, my co-host on this podcast, Milton Alvarez. What's going on, brother?
Happy November, baby.
And joining us in the studio today here for this episode, I think that's episode 43, we have a very special guest. Would you mind introducing our guest?
Of course. Her name is Ms. Haley Johnson, and honestly, Haley, you have quite a bit of a resume.
Check this out.
For the young age of 24. So I'm gonna go through all of them all. And Matt, if you can actually pull up one of the pictures.
Yeah.
You've done security for Trump at a couple of his rallies, which is pretty cool. I think we have one picture of you there in front of the stage, and then I think you had one there as just someone took a candid picture of you specifically. Do we have it?
I'll put it up here. Keep going. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and second thing, you are a varsity football coach. I actually have a couple questions on that. Ref.
There you
coach.
go.
Yes. Ref. And you just recently got hired on to be part of the G League for the NBA. Mm-hmm. Number three, also, you have a client who's a...
Put on screen?
Yeah, let's pull up the picture of Haley.
There you go. We got her on Instagram now, baby.
We got her on Instagram.
Put her on blast.
We didn't even pull up that
Haley
one
J.
picture.
Fit.
Okay, there you go. Right. So there you go. Boom.
There she is.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. So
My guys.
third thing. She has a client. As you can tell, she's a powerlifter and she's also a bodybuilder. But she has a client who holds world powerlifting records, who's actually 19 years old and who's currently a soldier in the Israeli army. So
really?
I can only imagine having a client in that space right now during this time on how much curiosity, how many questions you may have being her coach. You currently run a women's group, right? In Elevate Life Church. Is that what it's called? Elevate Life.
Elevate Life.
Nice. Elevate Life. Pastor Keith Kraft. What's up?
And you're also a competitive bodybuilder who's competed a couple times. For the age of 24, you have a pretty lengthy resume. You've done some cool things in your life so far.
Yeah, sacrificing some sleep over here.
Why
Get
not?
some stuff done, yeah. And then training with you at Evo.
There you go. Just
See?
2.5 weeks strong.
Really?
We're going together at Evo.
That's awesome. But we have a very interesting other topics here to discuss too as well. Is hey, how's your average car payment? How's your average car payment across America compared to everybody else? Well, we got a video about that. This former NBA player is pissed off because his wife has an OnlyFans page. His reaction here in a minute. Out of control inflation. There's so many things that getting out of reach with a lot of people. This thing called inflation, and sadly, the real estate industry continues to get peppered with bad news. I mean, if I was in real estate today, if I was in mortgages today, there's two camps I'm talking to. First camp is everything's going great in real estate, everything's fine. It's record-breaking years. I got closings, got listings, I got clear to close here. It's funded. All the great words that real estate agents and mortgage professionals love to hear. So that's one camp. Everything's going great in their practice, in their city and state. The other camp I'm also talking to is, this is the worst situation I've ever been in. I haven't had a closing in months, and I don't have anything in the pipeline right now, and it's October, well, now November, and if I don't have anything in the pipeline like ASAP, I'm not getting paid until 2024. So I'm talking to that camp. So for those of you watching this, which camp are you in? Because I also launched a video yesterday on a message to real estate agents, because real estate is so high, up, down, high risk, high reward. And I know there's a lot of good people in the real estate community that has busted their tails to create a brand, to build a name, a reputation, and sadly, not only homeowners getting crushed, but also the professionals working in the industry getting crushed. What's some solutions we're going to discuss here in a second? So, Haley, you've been at this for a minute. I mean, you're a ref. You're 24 years old. You're a ref. But I was doing a little bit of studying and digging in on you. But it's not like you were just thinking about doing this like last year. You've been you've had this mindset for a while of being a leader and destroying the status quo.
Yeah, I started when I was 12, actually. So it's been 13 years, my 9th year doing varsity, and then I think it's like my 4th or 5th year doing college, and just got hired, like Milton said, for the G League 2 weeks ago, I think
NBA
it was.
G League.
Yeah, so it's like a semi-pro league. They just started this new semi-pro league, so it's going to be under that. But it's every weekend starting like this week. So yeah, it's been a dream. It was actually funny because my brother, when he was really little, he's younger than me, he was like, I'm going to be a professional, like an NBA ref when I get older. And that's like what my career is going to be. And I always laughed and joked at him. I was like, you can't make a living out of that. And then come to find out, you sure can. Yeah. So, I mean, we did a Channel 8 News had a thing for football reffing, and we were the first crew to have 2 women on the field together. So we that was a status, we broke records with that and stuff. So that's why we had that on the TV for that too. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, it's been 13 years, so not a new thing, but it's just cool to see, I think, new women getting into it. Because when I first started, there was no females. I was always the only one, the only one at camps.
What inspired you?
We got some names, but Jenna Renault is my NBA mentor. So she's an NBA ref. She only started, I think, 8 years ago. So I've actually been doing it longer than her. But she's from Crum, Texas.
Okay.
You guys know where that's at, but small little town, North Texas. So yeah, she's one of my I'd say not idols, but someone I look up to for sure. And then a few of the other NBA refs that I've met along the way that have just been really inspirational and just kind of helped guide me along the way. So
what put you in the headspace of, number one, becoming a referee, and number two, doing it for this period of time? I know somewhere along the lines there must have been some form of discrimination at the fact that you're a woman.
Oh gosh!
And in the midst of just refereeing itself, how does it feel in the midst of all that, of doing it at such a young age, starting it, being a woman, and at the same time, at times in certain games, almost being the most hated person on the court because of your calls?
It's kind of funny. I mean, so as far as being a woman, being younger when I started.
Again, Jordan, let's take a look at this picture. I love that.
Football.
Yeah.
That's a cool
so
picture.
me and the crew, that's my crew that I work with every Friday.
Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, Friday Night Lights is so much fun. Honestly, football's pretty cool because of that, but I definitely like the temperature control environments in basketball.
Is this how many refs are in the game?
7, yeah, for varsity. But I think NFL or something's 8, but JV and all that stuff's 5 or 4. So we get some more. I mean, it's 7 people to 22
When
players.
I was in high school, it was just 2.
Yeah, it's just 2 refs.
Are you serious?
2 or 3.
Oh,
Chicago.
heck no. No. See, now we can't really. Yeah. When people yell at us, we have less. If there was just 2 of us, they would probably be a little bit more sweet to us. But now that there's 7, we got 3 players each to watch. So it makes it.
Oh, that's how you break it down.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the
makes
ratio of there's 22 players on the field, 7 of us, basically
smart.
a
I didn't know that.
3.3 ratio.
Gotcha. So what's your job? Where do you normally line up?
Well, I'm on the line. I'm a headlinesman, so I'm on the line of scrimmage.
So you're looking down the line.
Yeah, I don't have the wide receivers, the people in the back, the refs in the back have them, but I have basically the whole line watching full start, obviously the offsides, all that holding. We still have all the.
Are you standing on the sideline though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with all the. So I kind of thought going into it that it was going to be. There's all these players on the sideline, they can talk to you, and then there's 10 coaches plus, so with basketball, it's always only one coach can stand up, the other assistant coach is sitting down, and the players can't talk to you on the sideline at all, so I was like, oh my gosh, football's going to be so hard, and everyone's going to be yelling at you, but honestly, the parents being kind of in the back, sorry parents that watch, but they're so far away, I can't hear a single word that they say.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so, but definitely with basketball, there's so many times, I think I was 13, 14, 15, I would run off the court bawling my eyeballs out, I was crying so many. I've been threatened to be killed. I've had so many things before. Oh my gosh.
Sounds like a Matt comment to make.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. The things that people say is crazy, but it doesn't really affect me as much now. It's just, I think when you really listen to it, I mean, you're going to get discrimination and hate no matter what you do, no matter what job you do, what you say, what you think. So, I listen to it, but you can also, it's kind of funny to me now because I know the rules so well that it's when I hear people say something, I can tell that they don't know the rules. By the way, over the back is not a call, not a foul in basketball, let me tell you guys. So if you ever say that, that's my immediate way of knowing that they just don't know the rules. So
I've always got called for over the back because I go get the ball over.
You just can't push through them. You can jump and reach over them.
Yeah.
If you do not displace their body, it's not a foul. So Hopefully people learn something.
So if you got enough hops, right?
Heck yeah. You can jump, reach over as much as you want to. So there's no such thing in the rule book saying over the back.
Let's do it.
What was the education, the training that you would have to go through to be a rep? Because it's very technical. I mean, I'm watching the NFL these days, and it's you almost kind of need a law degree to have any wits about reffing a game. It's so many rules and this contact and the time. And slow motion makes it so convenient for people to make the right call, right? And you don't have access to a replay in the moment. You got to go back to it though.
Yeah, college games you do. Some colleges you go to. Like, I mean, obviously the Division I colleges will always have media. We can go watch replay and stuff, but most of the, varsity games, all of the varsity games, no smaller college is going to have that. So it does help to be able to go and watch that stuff back, but you obviously want to try not to be doing that all the time. And there's only certain things you can go watch for. There's only, 10 different things you can go watch for in basketball. So a lot of it is like spot, on the spot. You have to be making the right call, whereas football is kind of, you guys have probably seen, they can wave off flags, they can throw them late and stuff. We can't do that with basketball. Like, if we're a second late on something, people are screaming like late call, like that's late whistle, whatever. So as far as the education part of it, I mean, we have to take lots of tests. We have to read the rule books every year, and like every 2 years they change the rules, so that's where the rule changes come in. Then everyone has to like relearn those. But a lot of tests, you have to get like 90% on every test to be able to go like to playoffs, be playoff eligible. So it's a lot of different reading, a lot of different studying, and if you actually want to be good, like my mentor Jenna, the girl that is in the NBA now, she would pay people. She would tell me when they were like little kids, she'd find little kids on the court and ask them to record her, and she'd pay them to do that. So she would sit there and rewatch herself every single game, like over and over and over again. So
she's going over game tape.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, herself ever since she started. Yeah, I gotta start doing that more.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
Jordan, can you look at my screen real quick? I want to show this. I want you to make this call. Okay. This is
oh no.
Okay. I want you to make this call. This is this is Colorado.
Didn't see this video earlier.
Yeah, Colorado versus UCLA. So let's take a look at this call in real time here. He's going over the middle. Over the middle. Shiloh Sand. Bam. Okay.
They got a slow. Oh, here we go. Is this slow mo?
So he got not only flagged for this for targeting, but he got.
I was gonna say.
Clean hit.
I mean, looks like it's target. He got called for targeting.
He got called for targeting and ejected from the game.
Yeah, I mean, so it has to be the crown of his helmet. I don't know if I can't really tell if he's really hitting the. So it basically is like this part of his helmet.
Yeah,
you can kind of see, but he is leading with his helmet, and you can't. Yeah, you can't.
You can't lead with the helmet.
No, not into the crown of his helmet.
But to the natural eye, it looks like it was a shoulder drop.
See, he's trying to lead. So
he is trying to lead with his shoulder, I would say a little bit.
Look how convenient it is for us to call this. We're slow playing it, frame by frame. Okay, right there.
Oh, see, yeah, I would not call that
targeting. You would not call it targeting.
I would not. Yeah, no, he does not hit the crown. He does not hit the.
So okay,
know, right?
So let's say that the call was targeting and he got ejected. Can the refs go back, review this replay like we're doing right now, and wave the flag?
I don't think that they'd be able to do that. No.
Got it.
If it's like a touch, like a score, like a.
By the way, respect for the guy. He held onto the ball.
Yeah. No, I don't think they'd be able to go back and do that. Unless there's certain instances and stuff. I'm not exactly sure. Is that college? Because everything is different from like high school to college, NFL. It's all different. So that's like the hard part is you don't know. I mean, once you move up and stuff, you have to relearn all of that. So it's like relearning what you can go look at and what you can't review and what you can wave off and stuff too. Like basketball, obviously, like I know a lot of those, a lot more specifically too. But football, I'm not exactly sure if they could go back, and I highly doubt it though. Unless it's
a tough call.
Yeah,
it happens so fast.
Scoring play, yeah. But I don't think that he didn't even hit his helmet at the end, did he? I don't think he did. Kind of hit his shoulder.
Yeah. I mean, and he's doing his best. I mean, you can control what you're doing, but you don't know if the guy's also going to lower his shoulder the last second too as well. Which, if I'm a receiver coming across the middle, that's what I'd be doing. I'm trying. I know. It's coming. I mean, I've played enough to know when I'm coming across the middle, I know either linebacker or safety's coming up just to drop the shit out of me. So I got to go hold on to. As soon as I catch it, I know I got to hold on to the ball. And I think that's what he did at the last second. But it's a flicker. It's so fast.
So fast, and there's so many things you're watching too. That might not have even been like the only play that ref is watching. So it's like there could be a hold or something that he's watching that's right next to him as well. So there's just so many things going on. So it's hard to. Obviously, the guy had the ball, so someone's definitely probably has eyes on it and stuff. But there definitely can be a lot more that is going on that you're trying to watch. I don't know, blocking the backs, other holding calls, and blindside blocks, all this stuff. So it's just, I think it's a lot more than people really see. Or like I always tell people, if you want to, like, you go out there on the field or on the court or whatever, ref a game, and then you let me know if you want to keep yelling at us. But
I got too many questions for you. in your position. So
Oh, boy.
how lucrative from an income standpoint, from a salary standpoint, how lucrative is it for a ref to get involved in that career?
Like how much is the potential to
Yeah.
earn? So high school obviously is, I mean, it's normally like 75 a game, and you normally do like 2 games a night. College, like division,
$75 a game.
yeah.
75. Holy moly.
Is that a lot? Not a lot.
That's for 3 hours of work. That's about just $25 an hour,
Yeah.
right? It's about,
Well, I mean, you're there for like 3 hours, so it's like 150 plus like 30.
Got it.
It's like 180 normally for like 2 varsity games a night. So you're there
Gotcha.
for like 3 hours.
okay.
So, but then like JUCO Division 3 is like 180, 210 a game in that range. Division 2 is like anywhere from like a few hundred to $1,000-something. And then Division 1 has like tier rankings. So like depending on how long you've been doing it, it's like the highest paying Division 1 games like $3,750, like $3,750.
Per game.
Yeah.
Holy moly. So do you just basically got to work a resume for a minute
Kind of,
to
yeah.
get up to 3, 2, 1?
Yeah, once you're in Division 1. But I mean, because I'm not even hired for Division 1. I went to G League. So you can kind of like skip steps too.
Cool.
So that's nice. But Division 1, like my old boss, his name's Kenny Maurer. I think he retired 2 years ago now from the NBA. He was like the NBA's longest ref. He was making $750 a year reffing in the NBA. So
Wow.
there's
How long was
potential.
he
That's
doing
why. 40-something years, I
Wow.
want to
Yeah,
say.
hey,
Don't quote me on that.
Okay.
But he was like 75, I think, when he retired. So I think he started when he was pretty young. His nephew is Joe Mauer. He played for the Twins. You guys probably know him. He's a Twins catcher.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not a baseball guy.
Okay. Me neither, but Joe Mauer was a good-looking guy when I was like 10
that
years
right?
old.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And then what is what does a ref get paid in the let's just stay with basketball. Is it much difference in basketball as in football in terms of income opportunities?
I don't know it honestly as much what the NFL refs make and stuff yet. I would assume probably a little bit more, honestly, especially like big playoff games and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But I do know that like playoff games for varsity, because they show this on the Channel 8 News when I was on it. I think they said like varsity playoff games for football was you can make $600 to like $1,400 for a playoff game in
Wow.
Texas. So they do like a gate fee. So as many people as attend the game, you get a percentage of that. So like the
nice.
Allen football games here and stuff.
Yeah.
That giant, I don't know if you guys have seen the stadiums,
Oh,
but
humongous.
yeah.
Eagles, right? Allen
Yeah,
Eagles.
the Eagles,
That's
yeah.
where quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals,
Oh,
Kyler Murray.
yeah.
That's where
I
he
think,
played.
yeah, you're right.
Never lost in high school. I mean, the guy never lost in high school. 4 years as a freshman, started, never lost in high school.
Wow.
Makes sense why he's playing for them now. That makes sense.
Yeah, the guy was a stud. I mean, I remember watching him. He was playing here last year against the Cowboys, and Kyler was just running around everybody. It was kind of a cool coming home, game for him to be able to play at AT&T Stadium, and to be a high school athlete today.
Yeah.
And playing high school, it's like you're playing pro facilities,
Yeah.
which is cool. I mean, look at us in
You're in
Morton
Texas.
Proviso. I mean,
Beat up, go for hole, ground, turf.
you had go for holes too?
I had go for
my
holes, man.
gosh. That's why I have such bad ankles. The practice field where we're at in Chicago, go for holes all over the damn place. Coach is like, how come you're not running? Because I'm watching where I'm running. I can't look at the ball. I'm like, I don't want to
Looking
twist my
down.
damn ankle and I'm out of the game. In practice,
Was that bad?
Oh, horrible.
Man, you guys should move down here earlier.
I know.
Come on.
That's it. So the second question I have for you is, with gambling now as part of the environment, legal gambling now as part of the ecosystem of sports, how prevalent is that? Is what's the chatter? What does the grapevine tell me what's going on with? Because guys are saying, hey man, that game's fixed. That game's fixed. How can you tell me this game ain't fixed? You see a call like that, or you see a play like that? What's your 411 on it? DraftKings.
That's actually so funny because I honestly hadn't even heard about that until yesterday. Someone was talking about it yesterday. The old president of my basketball chapter, we were at a scrimmage yesterday. We were talking about social media, and then he started talking about how gambling can be like a thing. I honestly haven't even heard about that, but now that you say it, like I've heard people say it here and there, but I never knew it was like a real thing.
Yeah.
So I honestly, I've done this for 13 years, honestly. So every single game we go into, we have like a pregame for 30 to 45 minutes beforehand. I've never ever once heard somebody say like, oh, we're going to go in here like this and we're going to call this for this team, or we're not going to call this for this team, or we're going to, you know,
it would be done corporately, right? Would it be done corporately? I wouldn't think it would be done like, because, you know, a ref of yours on a team, right, for that night, he has some outside
like
of the field
friends
dealings,
or family or something in the game.
Yeah,
they try. So we have a rule where we can't ref if we have like family or friends like that play for the team or coach for the team. They don't put us in games like that. We actually have to fill out a thing before the season that says like we know people that play for this team or whatever, so they won't send us to those games. So they are very I mean, I don't know about once you get up to the really high levels and stuff, but everything I've done up until now and like what I know and what I've seen, it's they're very transparent, and they're very, you know, honest, and just they're big on integrity.
There's no conflicts of interest.
They would not do that. So I mean, also I feel like if you go out there, I mean, I know if you're sitting there trying to make calls or trying to depict the way that the game goes, like that'd be very obvious, I feel like, to people, you know.
How would you call that out?
I would not want to get screamed at more.
I mean, how would you call that? You say, hey, yo, bro, I don't think that was what kind of bullshit call was that? I mean, is that something you would call out?
We talk about stuff like if we go into like halftime or something and there was like a call, we're always big on trying to, as people would say, call it both ways, you know what I'm saying? So we just want to make sure that what's being called on one side is being called on the other side. So we try to make it where it's like if we're calling traveling down here, like what's a travel? Like we obviously know the rule on that and stuff, but some people are more strict and some people are a little bit less strict on some things. So that's why we have to come together before the game, talk about it and stuff, and talk about it as the kind of game goes on, or we'll say like tighten it up, or like we need to loosen up on some stuff. So we just
have a
reaction.
Has there been games where, you know, a team or a couple players on a specific team have just been straight dicks to you, and where it's just been a constant nagging, constant just, you know, catcalling or whatever, just, you know, just not being a good sport and just giving you negative energy, where now because of that specific situation with that specific player or players, now we've been a lot more mindful to every single one of their moves, every single play. So that way now you're a lot more observant. So that way, if there's any mistake that they slip up on, that you've been more mindful of calling them out. Does that make sense? Do you have people like that on your team?
Someone that's kind of, a player that's kind of constantly saying stuff or complaining or whatever. Yeah. It definitely draws more attention to them, I will say, for sure. Honestly, I've been really lucky. Most of the people in Texas, all the players, and for both sports, have been way more respectful than what I had in Minnesota. So I think coming from Minnesota to here, I mean, the kids are all like, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir, all that stuff. So it was a very different, I think, just atmosphere and stuff for me to see. I was really thrown off by it at first. We honestly don't, I would say, deal with that a whole lot. Most of the games I've been in, but when there are situations of players like that, I mean, the higher level you are, the easier it honestly gets with that stuff, because the player's a lot more disciplined. So they go over that stuff, but we pay attention to that. Like if they're problem players, I guess I would say, you know, because we just don't want to make sure that there's not fights that are coming. But I don't know. I think we try to handle it respectfully, and just like we talk to the coaches first, because the coaches have a lot more kind of say over their kids, or we talk to the captains. The captains will come talk to us, so they're pretty good about that. But
speaking of players that have a nasty reputation, you showed me a video. We were at the gym the other day.
Yeah,
a hockey game. Did you hear about that hockey game?
Oh my gosh, the guy that died.
The guy that died on the ice.
Adam Johnson, right?
That's literally 30 minutes from my hometown.
Wow.
My friends are friends with him. Wow. Everyone knows. Yeah.
Wow. What's his name again?
Something Johnson.
Yeah, Adam.
Adam Johnson.
Adam Johnson.
So when you know a player is that has a reputation that's hanging over there as a dirty player, because that play right there was that play right there was just a straight up nasty play. That was a straight, you know, the guy was dirty.
Were you able to see the play?
I watched it once. I seen like the video where you can see him go down
and
the
blood.
blood. Yeah.
And it's gushing. So
I didn't really watch what the player did though. So you think whatever he did beforehand?
Can we see the my screen, Jordan? So here it is. So here he is coming in.
Oh, you can't see.
So it's the player that in the red that ends up.
Yeah, so you can see the player in the red.
Let me see if I can lower this down.
Just play it there.
Yeah, let's see. Okay.
Okay. You see him coming in, and you see his back, I think right leg swoops up and slices Adam's neck. Let's see.
Boom.
Oh no, it was left leg. Left leg. Wow.
So he's like a back roundhouse.
Yeah.
Right. But this guy in the red, he's already got a nasty reputation.
Yeah.
As a dirty
really?
player.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then he does this. He slices his neck open with the skate.
Man,
Guy's trying to get up. You see that blood already? It's gushing. This guy's passing out on his feet. Sadly, passes away. So how much of that does a ref get tipped off on? Say, hey man, this guy's a nasty player. Keep an eye on for him. You know, it's horrible to see that, right? Yeah.
That's
Sad to see that. Jeez.
Man, basketball, I would not say we hardly ever hear that at all. Football, I've heard.
Yeah, going after you, knees or something like that.
When our head ref and the umpire go in to have the meeting with the two coaches individually, one of the coaches will normally say like about the other players, like, will you watch out for this kid? He's like a problem kid, or he does this, or he'll try to do this. So I'll hear that a little bit about the football players, but definitely not the basketball players, like ever. I mean, intentional fouls and stuff, flagrant fouls, they're not very common, I would say, from the games I've ever had.
Yep.
But there's definitely football, taunting and all that stuff, or like personal fouls where someone's like, or used to getting like ejected out of the game or something like that. We'll hear about that, but we're just more I try to be closer to them so I can hear it, because like you'll always hear you'll see the reaction, like so say I punched him first, he's going to do something back to me. Like you'll always see what he does back to me, but you won't see what I did to him.
Yeah.
You know,
you
so
always
we
see the
have
second shot.
Exactly. Yeah. So we have to be watching that, because they'll try to be like sly about it. You know what I'm saying? So we don't see it, but we pay closer attention when there is like a comment made about that, but I wouldn't say that that's honestly very often. I don't know if I've just been lucky. Maybe someone else could be sitting here and tell you a completely different story. But I've done a lot of games, and I've been around it for a long time. So
last question before I move to another topic: where do you want to go with your career?
And the NFL and the NBA. I don't think that there's anyone that's ever reffed both, like done the NFL and the NBA, especially probably not a female.
You think about doing the first two?
Yeah.
Okay.
There might, I don't know, I've never heard of a guy doing it, but it'd be really cool. I said this on the news to like be the first female NBA and NFL ref. So that's the goal. That'd be the goal.
So obviously you're a very attractive woman. Do you ever get flirted on the field, on the court?
Yes. Yeah.
Tell us, what do players tell you? We want to know, man. Come on, give me the jack moves.
I think one of the worst situations I remember was a lot of it came from Minnesota. I'm telling you, a lot was Minnesota. One of the coaches, so I'm normally like the ref, like the head ref for the basketball game. So I'm the one that would have the meeting with the coaches and the players.
Okay.
And I literally got done with the coaches meeting one time, and the coach, in front of everyone, the captains, the other two refs, and the other coach, asked me like on a date afterwards and asked me for my number like right then. It wasn't that bad, but it's very like, you cannot do that.
In front of everybody.
In front of everyone. Yeah. Like that is not a good way to set.
Basically said, what are you doing afterwards? Let's go out.
Yeah.
Let's go out for
And he got fired from the team.
Wow. Oh shit.
Yeah. It was like a news article. Yeah. I had to report it and stuff. And then they reported it to, I can't remember what the board or whatever in Minnesota is called, but big deal. And then like one of the players one time I remember it was during free throws, and I was administering, like giving the ball to the shooter, and the kid started asking me like for my Snapchat, like when it was dead silence. You know what I'm saying? When Snapchat was a big thing. I don't know if it is anymore, but when it was. And then he started talking about, you guys, the real estate that he had down there. That's what he kept referring to it, like how, the size. Yeah.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
And then I threw him out. And yeah, there's been some things. Most of the time it's not really from I got proposed to on the field earlier this year.
Look at that.
That was funny. I got to find a video of that. I'm going to ask the coaches for that. So this kid scored a touchdown. It was like probably a month ago. I think it was a JV game. It was not a varsity game. He would have been in so much trouble. But JV game or something, he scores a touchdown, and I was the one that had to grab the ball and bring it to the ref for them to kick the field goal, So he like, I was yelling at his number, whatever number he was, yelling his number, and he finally like, he starts sprinting over to me. I was like, oh my gosh, why is he going so fast, you know? And then he literally gets down on like on a knee and like presents the football like he was proposing.
Oh, I got it. Like, okay, I can touchdown celebration.
That was not okay either. And I should have thrown a flag. I was just so like caught off guard by it. I was so surprised, and I just sat there and stared at him. I was like, this is a joke, right? And his coaches screamed at him. He gets pulled off the field and starts doing so many like push-ups and burpees, and he came up and had to apologize to me. Like, his coaches were so mad at him. But that was kind of funny, but it's just not okay. So please don't do that.
That's funny.
Do you think a women's league, football league, would have as much excitement as an NFL? Like, would a women's football league have the same excitement as an NFL type of game?
Well, have you guys seen those like statistics lately of how crowded I don't know if it's the Division One basketball, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
So women's basketball and men's basketball, how packed this like stadiums have been lately in the arenas or whatever, the gyms, I guess, for the games.
For women's games.
For like, if you're comparing like Division One women's basketball to Division One men's basketball, they've been like surpassing the men's games actually.
Really?
So, and I think it's maybe just because I remember, do you guys remember during COVID, there was like an NCAA thing that came out where the women's training facility was like literally nothing. It was like a hotel gym. And then the men's...
My wife played for Pittsburgh, and their softball facility was nothing.
Yeah.
And she's a D1 recruit athlete, full scholarship, and her facility was very small compared to the men's basketball football team for Pitt.
So they had no spotlight. They had no ability to really train the way that the guys do. So I think that they seen the unfairness of that. And then, you know, ever since that, I remember when that came out, and then now it's just, I feel like it's kind of leveled it off more. So it's a little bit more even. So as far as a women's team, maybe if it was tackle football, I don't think they would really draw attention if it's like flag football, but...
I mean, what do you think about these lingerie football leagues? It is tackle.
What?
Oh, yeah.
You never heard of that?
No.
Women play football in lingerie. I'm not going to show it, but women play in lingerie.
It's very heavy out here. When I first got here to Texas, I actually met a couple clients of mine who played in that league.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, interesting positions. You know, what do you play? I'm a tight end.
Yeah.
Look at the crowd.
They're going to have some interesting scars, I would say. If they're like not clothed at all, literally wearing lingerie.
You got the helmet, the pads, the gloves, the knees. But like, it's just
straight up
lingerie.
booty shorts.
Booty shorts and, you know, I don't know, a sports bra.
They're going at it.
That reveals cleavage.
I would definitely not take part in that.
How do you feel about that, though? Why do they have to sell women's football that way?
Because women's bodies sell. And but that is bringing the complete wrong kind of attention. I would not have any part to do with that. I would not ref that. I do not support that. So I just think that, if women want to be respected, if we're talking about respect, and obviously like we're going to probably get into faith and our beliefs and stuff like that. I just think that I hear from like women all the time, like, I want to be respected. I want men to treat me this way. And why do men only want me for this? It's like, well, what are you putting out there? So that's kind of my thought on that. Like, if you're showing that, how do you expect people not to want to watch it for that? You know, if you're wanting to watch a sport of football, you're not watching it because you want to watch football, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I think I saw a meme out there about this woman. She goes, this is how all women fitness influencers all act. They're like, or here's my shoulder workout. But yet, the only thing you see on the damn video is her butt.
That's so true.
So the camera's so far up my butt, you can see what I had for lunch. Right? Next time I'm working on my delts, but yet it's still her butt shot.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh my gosh. I literally could say so much about that. I think that's so funny that they do that, but then they don't want the comments on it. They don't want the attention on it. But it's like they really do. They just say that they don't. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think goes through a woman's head when she does something like that? I mean, is that the dopamine rush of getting likes and comments and feeling...
instant gratification.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Attention. I think it's just because we live in a world where you can literally post anything and get comments, likes, all the things right away. They don't want to be patient. They don't want to wait for that. They want instant validation on everything. But it's like that really... we'll go into this too, but I think that people look for validation outside, where it's like, instead of looking to like what God says about you and who Jesus says you are, people are wanting to hear it from 200, 300, 400,000, however many people it is. You know, like, people can get that so quickly. So it's just, I don't agree with that. But I used to post that stuff. I used to do that too. You know what I'm saying?
So what made you switch? What was your aha moment?
I think, I mean, same thing. I didn't like the comments. I never wanted the attention for that, but that's what it was drawing. You know what I'm saying? Like in my eyes, I knew what I was like posting it for because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm working so hard at doing this. And like, you know, if you talk about like your legs or whatever, your butt, all that stuff, like you're working so hard in the gym. So it's like, but still showing that, like you can show it in ways that make you look like
a modest person.
Yeah, exactly. Like modest, and you can look respectful, and just like if you want that, you know what I'm saying? Like I've always said that, like you're going to get what you put out there, you know what I'm saying? So if you want to receive comments like that and you want the attention for that, then sure, by all means post it and stuff. But I know that if you want a guy, like if you're single, if you want a guy that's going to respect you and a guy that's not going to want you for just that and look at you for just that, then you have to change what you're doing to get something different back.
Amen to that. Well, I want to go to this video, Jordan, where this dude, former NBA player, just found out that his wife's got an OnlyFans page. So for those of you that's watched this show and have no clue what OnlyFans is basically, how would you describe OnlyFans? I mean,
In OnlyFans?
well, how would you describe?
I think you're more.
It's
Me?
No, not you. But you're close to the age range where like OnlyFans like a thing. Like for me, it's like, it came out like 2-3 years ago.
It's monetizing your online social media profile for
explicit
I
pictures.
think it's
Explicit
a
pictures.
subscription, right?
Subscription,
yeah.
It's a subscription-based thing where you can subscribe to it, and then you'll be able to see like all the content that the subscribers see.
Yeah,
but if you don't subscribe, then
because when it first started, it started as a subscription-based platform where people of all trades can go on there and
sex work.
teach people like just their trade, their skills. And then it went to women monetizing it.
Oh, it's kind of like how
pictures.
It's kind of like how GoFundMe became life insurance.
Yeah, boom. So now
The only way I can try to describe OnlyFans.
Yeah. So
now GoFundMe was supposed to be for inventors and and entrepreneurs to raise money.
So now there's so much negativity on OnlyFans, which I understand, because it went from that to women to men doing it to couples doing it to now people utilizing it back to the original purpose, which was their skills that they have to offer. So I mean, let's check out that video.
They're putting explicit pictures, photos, videos, and basically online seducing their fans to throw more money at them. So let's take a look at this guy's reaction because he found his girl has an OnlyFans page.
It's stupid, bro. I can't believe I'm sitting here just finding out you got an OnlyFans page. Out of all these years, yo,
He's trying to hold it together.
That you could even talk to me before you did it. That's bullshit, yo. That's fucked up, Keith. I'm telling you, yo, that's fucked up.
Wait, no. Calm. But you're not gonna say fuck me or that's fucked up. It's not fucked up.
You recording me? What the fuck you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, it's not fucked up, and we're going to. Okay, look. So I have an OnlyFans page, and he's mad because he's just now finding out about it.
Of course, I'm mad on you just finding out about it.
I'm not doing it with anybody but myself, so why should I have to tell you my choice, my body, my fucking choice?
This is
I've
bad.
been asking you about mad things. I've been asking for solutions to shit. You're not giving me none.
he's wearing his Golden State.
One.
That's no solution. Not
sure.
in my book. That's no
You knew
solution.
who the fuck I was when you met me.
Before,
Before,
we met, I
and
knew
I
that.
thought that I would never have to go
Man,
back to
get out of
anything
here.
like
I knew
this
that
again.
beforehand,
But
but not-
unfortunately,
no.
that's not the case
But that-
right
Apparently,
now.
he's out of the league. He's not making as much money as he's
Everything did
making.
change.
So she had to do this to make money.
No, I had to do something.
Okay, I had enough of this. Okay, we can stop. So, obviously he's pissed. They're in a relationship. But, okay, let's break this down. He knew she did this type of work, I guess,
beforehand. Before they met.
And now that they're dating, he thinks that she's going to change.
So he came into her life, basically saved her, from what it sounds like. He provided something that she wanted. She had something that he wanted, which was the body, the looks, and all that. As long as you give me what I want, I have what you want.
Yeah.
He stopped providing because he's out of the league. So now there's lack from
Income's
her
down.
end.
Income's
down.
out.
And she said it, I've come to you before, but you're not giving me solutions to the problems that we're having. So now I have to resort to this. But on a moral standpoint, as a man, it's like, why? Like, if we're going to go through something together, I would assume that's the horrible thing about dating. Like, when you walk into something, I mean, you're married.
Yeah.
What's the likelihood of the person you end up marrying? What's the likelihood of them actually changing for the good versus them just staying the same? Because you need to understand, like, once you start dating somebody, who you see is who they're going to be long term. Long term.
Yeah.
You can have a come to Jesus moment, and you can go through a psychological counseling. You can do everything that's in the book to fix your shit, to fix yourself. But at the end of the day, the person you meet is the person you're going to end up marrying, and money magnifies that. Yeah. Stress magnifies that. Going through the kind of problems magnifies that. So as a man, it's kind of like, bro, like, why did you assume that she was going to change? And from what I see with this woman, she ended up changing her ways because of what he was able to provide. So it was more, to me, maybe I'm wrong, it was a temporary transactional thing. Yeah. Where's the love? Where's the respect? Where's the morals between both people? Yep. A lot of miscommunication. But from the woman's standpoint, what do you think?
I got a lot of thoughts on that.
Yeah. Give us your top 3.
Well, first of all, I don't think that OnlyFans is your first go-to to make money. I mean,
but it's so seductive though, because they can make 10,000, 20,000, 100,000.
Quick money, but
quick money. Yeah.
You know, is that really what you're willing to sacrifice your marriage or whatever that relationship is for some money? You know, like I can't get behind that. I think you could go and actually find a good career or find something that's actually going to make you feel good about yourself and what you're doing to bring the money in. Like that would be like me feeling like I'm going to go rob a bank to go make some money. Yeah. Like I would not feel good about that money. I'd rather be broke than be getting money that way. So that's my thoughts on that. But kind of to like your point, like, you know, if he did know that going into it, I mean, she's not going to change. If he had money then, yeah, she probably quit doing it because they were stable, they were good. But then as soon as whatever happened, he got out of the NBA, retired and stuff, and doesn't have a lot of money coming in. If that's what she was used to doing, she just went, you know, like reverted back to that, and that's what she's comfortable with. A lot of people just do what they're comfortable with, and she's probably not willing to find something outside of her comfort zone because she knows she can make however much you just said. Yeah. $10,000?
Yeah. Oh, a lot more than that. A lot more than that. You got someone making $100,000, $200,000. Here's my thing too. How you met them, where you met them, has a lot to do with how you're going to be with them. Mm-hmm. For example, I met I met somebody at a club, ended up marrying her, right? But then I wondered why when I got deployed, why I have to worry about her going back to the club. Well, that's where I met her.
Yeah.
That's it. It's like, I can't be upset that you're back at the club with your girls when I'm away, and I feel helpless because I'm on a deployment, that you're back at the club. And I got to wonder what's going on. That's number one. So
that's your wife now?
No.
Oh,
no. Okay. We got divorced. We got divorced, and a horrible time in my life in my 20s. No, I met my now wife while I was working. I met Sheena while I was working, when I was doing the business.
There you go.
Right?
That's better.
And kind of like, right. Like I met Sheena when we were doing a 5 gotchas of money presentation to Nurses Week. She was doing her presentation selling hospital beds to nurses. Aww. So we're both talking to nurses. So
I like that.
Yeah.
There we go.
But say for example, you meet somebody at the game. You meet a man at church. Is that a much better entrance into a fruitful relationship, hopefully, than that somebody you meet on a club or somebody meets, intoxicated?
Milton?
Woman? I mean, for me personally, I side with what he's saying a lot. I think there's a certain list of rules that men have that define the ideal woman for them. And I think everyone has like a checklist of what a man wants, or what a woman wants in a man. But for men, speaking on men, from my behalf, it's there's certain foundational things that you want out of a woman, and you want to be able to serve them and take care of them on a certain level. You want to be the leader, but it takes a certain special woman for you to want that. Because if you meet someone at a certain point in your life where you're still an incomplete man, it's going to be really hard to want to lead someone who's matching, as you say nowadays, matching that energy. Because if you're meeting someone while you're a half-ass man, you're gonna pull in a half-ass woman, and it's gonna be extremely hard for you to want to be that leader for that woman. And then there's gonna be a lot of push and pull. And now you jump into a mediocre relationship because you're just emotionally codependent on somebody. You just want someone's presence there, and it's gonna turn out to be a really horrid relationship versus actually doing the work on yourself and being able to attract the right woman into your life. And there's actually a video, Jordan, we can pull it up. It's on how men define women, and it's coming from a group of women talking within a circle on what do you think is the ideal woman for a man. So Jordan, we have that video. That can be great.
How does a man identify a good woman? I would say that a man identifies a good woman if she's, one, healthy and fit. That's important. Okay. Especially for childbearing. And I'd say number 2, if she has traditional values, if she believes in being submissive, if she believes in being feminine. And I think if she wants to cook, if she's okay cleaning, she's a homemaker, she would love to, have children and take care of them and be a housewife. I think that's beautiful. And so that's what I think identifies a good woman.
What are your thoughts?
I mean, I think... to your question, meeting in a church and meeting somewhere where, just like you said, you and your wife did, and that foundation is a lot more, I think, sustainable long term. Obviously, like, you guys have the same goals. To that video,
common interest there outside of getting loaded and intoxicated.
Yeah.
I think like your faith and Christianity and stuff kind of ties into that video, though, and what a man's role is and a woman's role in a relationship and a marriage. But I think like it's kind of, everyone's trying to change it so much now. But I think I'm very traditional. So even though I am in a position where it's like I work a lot right now, and we're probably going to talk about this too, I'm guessing. But I'm very like career focused and centered right now. But like I was telling Milton earlier, it's like until you find that person, I think like we have to, as women, focus on what we know and have right now, like our careers, or building that stuff up, because like in the long run, it is going to help your family, it's going to help your kids. Like I already, like I have an income, I have all this stuff, so it's like, and it's stuff that I'm planning like for my family, for my kids, to be able to like raise them well, be able to have, because I've thought about obviously like basketball and football, like you travel a lot and stuff like that, but you only work 6 months out of the year, and you make more than some people would make in 5 years. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that stuff kind of like builds up into being able to like have like a healthy marriage and have the time for your kids.
Would you date a guy with the right traditional values and principles and morals, but he's making less money than you?
Yeah, I know a lot of women are all about the money and like the whole gold digger thing or whatever. I'm not like that. I'm not that way. I'm not a materialistic person. I mean, obviously
you'd be cool with dating a guy that's making less money than you?
Yes, but only if they're...
There's the butt. There's the butt.
I mean, like, I don't care about that, but as long as like they're driven and their goal, like they have goals, they have ambitions, they're not just sitting there on the couch doing nothing, they're
playing video games, all that.
Yeah, I cannot. Like if I'm working harder than you, that's I do work a lot and
You'd
stuff.
You'd be able to sniff that out right away, though.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I can. Yeah. I mean, you can tell right away. Like if someone's just like they're just chilling, they just want to sit on the couch, they just want to do nothing. I'm like, okay,
hey babe, can you pay this bill for me?
So we won't even get into my last relationship.
So let me ask you a question. You're right now, as you said right now, you're very career oriented. You're young. Your birthday's coming up in a couple weeks, November 17th.
I'll be so old, man.
25.
I'll be 25.
Okay.
You're a Scorpio too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, is that? Are we all?
Yeah.
Wait, are you on the?
November 19th.
Oh, we're all Scorpios.
This is why we're
damn, this is good.
Let's go.
That's why this podcast is on fire.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. Career oriented, young, striving forward. You have your life together. You're very. The only reason I even connected with her, she was one of the first, like maybe 3 people aside from the operations manager at the facility that came up to me, said hi to me, introduced herself to me. To me, that stands out a lot, especially for a woman to do it. You see a lot of men doing it, especially if you see an attractive woman, like I'm gonna go talk to her. Yeah. I'm gonna go talk to her. You're single, I'm gonna go talk to her. But for a woman to do it in that kind of environment, that stands out a lot. So I'm like, okay, you can tell that her character is in a different place than many women her age and in her position. So now let me ask you: the right man walks into your life, right man based off of what you want out of a man, comes into your life, has everything you want and you desire, and says, hey babe, I don't want you to work anymore. I'll take care of you. I'll provide for you. I'll provide
put up the whistle.
I need you to retire.
Retire in the zebra outfit.
Would you be willing to give? Would you be willing to give all that up for the right man on the spot?
On the spot, damn! What a question.
Like,
on the spot.
Is this saying he's allowing me to? Or are you saying like he is like you have to?
He's like there's no need for you to work anymore. There's no need for you to work anymore. I'm making enough money that I can take care of us for the rest of our lives. You can just worry about being a traditional wife, cooking, cleaning, and when we have kids, being a mother. You don't have to worry about anything. And then my money will also become your money. So you don't have to worry about anything. I just want you to raise our kids. I'll be the leader who will raise our boys into men. I'll be the leader who will lead our daughters into where they need to be. I'll be the one taking care of everything and leading our family the way it's supposed to be. But I need you to be in charge of raising our family and leading our family spiritually and emotionally, being the nurturer that you're quote unquote called to be. But I need you to give everything up so that we can have the traditional family that Christians say is the right way to do things.
Yeah. That's a big question.
It's loaded.
Yeah.
I would say I've always told people this. Like, I would ref if I wasn't getting paid. So, like, to me, it's not. I'm not doing it for the money. I like genuinely love it. Like, that'd be like telling me like I can't work out anymore.
Yeah.
So, I think I would definitely cut back a lot. To say like I would completely stop, I would definitely say no to that. But I mean, because that's something like I've wanted for so long, and I think like the right person to me will allow me to continue doing that and like know that I love it that much, you know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I would definitely cut back on like a lot of like I have to do this because blah blah blah. You know, like. So
your favorite speaker, Jordan, we can pull it up. She actually has the same thing that you're saying, but I think she might actually pull back a little bit faster than you. Yeah.
Candace Owens, let's go.
You like you some Candace Owens? Okay.
I love
If
Candace.
you had to choose one, meaning
Saucy.
mother, 3 kids, Candace Owens, political pundit, Daily Wire. You'd give it all up just to be a mother.
Heartbeat, yeah.
Why don't women
Not even
understand that
close.
exact same topic?
Because it's not talked about culturally, because I'm considered counterculture, right? That's not mainstream. How are you saying that? How dare you say that? Women are being told that they should be like men. By the way, we're getting the worst end of the deal. I don't know who sat down and had the feminist meeting in the beginning and was like, hey, so here's how we're really going to make men lose. First, we're just going to keep sleeping with them with no commitment, right? We're going to just going to be
Thanks,
codes,
ladies.
right? Yeah. Oh, men are really going to hate that.
We're gonna trick them.
And then we're going to be naked
You
on
got
the
me.
internet all the time. We're just going to put our boobs out there. We're going to fight to free the nipple.
Right.
Men
Free
are
the
really
nipple.
going to hate that.
And we're
right?
also going to work our asses off just like men.
Yeah, and then we're gonna say we're gonna work just like you, and we're gonna bring in the same amount. Men are really gonna. I don't know. This is the worst deal ever. I'm like, wait. Do you mean to tell me that there was a time where we got to just be at home and cook and hang out with other women and raise our kids, and somebody ruined that? Bring me that woman.
Do you think, like...
And on top of that, men get to compete in your sport.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's noble. That's noble.
That's such. Where'd you get that at? That is so great.
It's just like it's PBD. That's PBD. And it's saucy. It's my guys.
Yeah.
But when I talked to Sheena about that. I said, babe, listen, you ain't got to do this stuff. I mean, to answer that question on behalf of my wife, she loves doing this.
Yeah.
Right? And said, but babe, I just want you to know, I want to make. I knew right and from she wasn't going to cook. I was okay with that. However, I want to make sure we got some meals.
Yeah.
My wife and I cook, but she loves her some DoorDash. She ought to have some stock in DoorDash. Have some stock in Uber Eats. She has some stock in Uber. Either one of these, but she does well though.
Yeah.
I'm looking at all this food and I have no problem with her wanting to be my partner in business, partner in life. But I gave her the option, babe. You can be at home, but I've also found a uniqueness in her that she does in the business that I can't do. She's very good at certain things in the business I can't do. Oh, that's a unique ability you have in terms of running a business and running our systems and processes. So I would have to hire somebody if Sheena was just to stay home. I'd have to hire somebody I think at $200,000-$400,000 a year just to do what she does. Easy. So that's how much value she brings to me. Is my business partner.
Shout out to your wife.
Oh, that's my boo-boo. But originally, she's like, I just want to do paperwork. But my wife evolved. Yeah. And I love seeing that about her, but she always has the option. Stay home with the kids, Yeah. And so
leading to that, what are your thoughts on stay-at-home husbands? Hey, Jordan, what are your thoughts on that?
It's obvious turnoff for her because she doesn't want to just staying at home. We just
That would be a
Take me out,
no-go. Yeah, let's not.
Stay-at-home husband.
No, I mean, I think to any woman, that has like her own goals and dreams and stuff, aspirations, I don't know how that would in any way be like attractive or enticing or like a turn on, whatever. Like that would be a no-go.
Well, check out this guy who actually thinks the complete opposite of you, and it looks like he's doing pretty well for himself. Jordan,
Oh
can
yeah, I
pull it
bet
up.
he is.
Sorry, tough guys. It's part 2 of a day in the life of a stay-at-home husband. When I say check your misogyny at the door, I mean it. It's the weekend, so I gotta let my queen sleep in, so I make her some pancakes. She likes them with chocolate chippies in them.
Chippies.
After I flip the script on these gender norms, she wakes up to a hot plate of pancakes. On Sundays we strip, the sheets, and then I load the dishwasher. Next I borrow my wife's credit card and I go get some groceries. I check those eggs. I check out, make my way home, and put the groceries away. The fridge organized with all her favorite drinks and snacks, and then I take the trash out to where the men go. Don't strain yourself, queen. You work too hard. You know the drill. Follow to end the patriarchy.
What are your thoughts, man?
Is that a turn on for you, Haley?
No.
You don't want chicken pancakes?
I mean, that's great and all, but I think that you can probably do that and work at the same time, huh? Right, guys?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's relegated himself to cooking, cleaning, shopping. I get it, but it just goes against what I presume, not as a cultural thing, but I think as a DNA, a man is a provider and a protector. And any man that tries to resist that takes strength to try to not be a provider and a protector. So
yeah, and you being the leader that you are in your household and being that extreme father figure, and you know what, you even have agents in the office who even on some level have you give that father figure, authoritative figure, that whatever you do they do, whatever you say they say, and they mimic your mannerisms because you have that kind of influence. So I think you brought something up, Haley, on how not having a father in the household can actually impact kids' future and their adulthood. And I think you pulled up a video on that specific topic, right?
For which one? The
having leadership in the household, having a father in the household can impact a kid's future.
Yeah. Do we have that video? That last video here in terms of the opportunity for a child. Yeah,
yes.
Grandkids study. Yep. Let's take a look at this in terms of making sure.
If a man and wife raise a child, they're less likely to end up in jail, but they have the same statistical chance as children raised by just their father. Girls with no fathers in the home have lower self-esteem. No father families more likely to be victims of abuse, especially with single mothers. Children with high BMI more often come from fatherless homes. Here's something: fathers have the fittest children. That was really interesting to me. The more opportunities a child has to interact with biological father, the less likely they are to commit a crime or have contact with the juvenile justice system. Okay, another way to say that is men and women who are incarcerated, the population of the prisons mostly encompass fatherless homes. Now, here's something that no one else has mentioned, which I think is cool, and I don't really say this eloquently. If a man and wife raise a child, they're less likely to end up in jail, but they have the same statistical chance as children raised by just their father.
Which is not a very popular stat for single moms. That's ouch.
Yeah.
So I was just, Haley, you may not know about this about me, but for 14 years I was a single dad, 3 kids, all the way until high school.
You raised all 3?
I raised all 3, custody, and the courts asked me if I wanted child support. Yes, I said no.
Wow, that's backwards.
Yeah, it was backwards. I said
norm.
No. Yeah, and so tough. But I didn't know what I was doing. I had zero clue what I was doing, and for the most part, my entire 30s raising these kids was meant to repay the mistakes of my 20s and to minimize the damage that my kids would have to pay for their father's sins. And so I'm looking at my 30s and seeing these kids like, I owe these kids the very basics. I chose wrong, not the moms. I chose wrong. And so now my son's got a kid, and I talked to him the other day. Remember we talked about the 3 phases of fatherhood. Mm-hmm. First phase that kids have with the parents is idolize. I love my dad. I love my mom. Blah 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 blah. My dad's stronger than you. My dad's faster. My dad's richer than you. My mom's prettier than you. etc. Right. Mm-hmm. Second phase, that's around 11, 12, 13. They enter the demonized phase. Because they want to be socially connected. They're just kind of, right? They have their own identity. My mom doesn't know why. My dad doesn't want. My dad's not looking out for me. So it's that demonized phase. It has rules. I got to enforce them. My dad's not looking out for me. My dad doesn't want me to have a life. My mom doesn't want me to have a life. And that happens for a minute. And the third phase starts coming around, most likely when they're in their 20s, maybe in their 30s, where they start humanizing their mom and dad. So idolize, demonize, humanize. So I was talking to my son the other day. He says, Dad, I was in that demonized phase for a minute. I think you looked out for me. I think that you wanted things for me. Mm-hmm. And then he says, Dad, I slipped out into the humanized phase, but man, I also idolize you too. So shout out to Ruben. Can't wait to see the Saturday Kid, because there's so much tough. You've seen this.
Yeah.
It's tough. But to see my son be a father and filling the blanket, bro. Tito gave me some tissue. But,
you're gonna make me cry.
No, but it's the challenge I had, the struggle I had being a single dad, and to have the reward, seeing the kids want to do well. Videos like that, man, just And the kids remember, say, Dad, I remember you 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. We wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, and we'd see you studying and reading and grinding. And we'd go back to our room full of clothes because it's not full yet from the laundry you did on Sunday. That was their bed. It wasn't a bed. It was a bed full of clothes because I told them, you got to fold your clothes now. You're 8. But anyway, my prayer that as people watch this podcast, our message here at the 7-Figure Squad, not necessarily for you to make a lot of money, just for the sake of making a lot of money. It's for you to raise good citizens. Citizens that love God, that love America, that love their wife, that love their husband, that love their last name. And sadly, money has robbed a lot of people of that. And because when people are too busy working, they're not busy experiencing. They're not together. And this Saturday, family's coming in. We're going to enjoy this time. And, and my prayer for you is, you were joking around earlier. Are you celibate? Are you celibate? Is to make sure that you are, and real quick, 30 seconds, why is celibacy so important to you?
I mean, I don't know. I think if you look at the world and what the world tells you, and you can relate it to the OnlyFans thing, you can relate it to the Instagram stuff we were talking about, what girls post and stuff. Everything is so sexualized. You're talking about it with football and like that lingerie league. Everything is sexualized around us. And what culture says is okay, and like just trying to make that normal, it's not. It's hurting so many relationships. It's like the divorce rate is so much higher than it's ever been. Like, and you wonder why. Yeah. So it's just, I was baptized, like you said, in June and stuff, and
Steve Weatherford, shout out, Steve-O.
Thanks, Steve. They really changed my life, though. That Elevate Life changed my life, and just actually like having a relationship with God is very different than what I grew up knowing. I didn't know, any of that. Yeah. I was kind of raised in a church, but my parents didn't really go, and I just started going when I was 16. So like now, actually knowing what a relationship is with God has changed a lot. But I just think saving that for the person you're meant to spend your life with, because people like porn and stuff. Steve talks a lot about that too. Yeah. But that's just making it so normal, and like what, you have these expectations in a relationship, and that's never going to happen because of what you're seeing online, what you're able to see on your phone. It's just, it's creating so many issues in the world right now. So I think if we can actually like bring some light to that and like show the benefits of that in a way of like showing that can be normal too. It doesn't need to be the way that people are making it seem. Yeah. I think that would really change marriages, relationships for the future. Kids' ideas of it. Kids are literally growing up hearing like music that talks about sex when they're like 8 years old. Like that's not. How is that in any way going to help
music
kids?
Today. Yeah. The number one song for a minute was Pound Town.
Oh yeah, I wonder what that's about.
Sexy Red.
Ski song.
By the way, I as a parent have to be on top of what's going on. Yeah. So people are like, man, why are you listening to this stuff? No, I'm not listening to this stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm just paying attention to what's going on because I need to protect my kids from all this.
You have to.
All this nonsense and garbage. So I appreciate you saying that, sharing that message. This clip is gonna live well online, and you're helping lead the way, really. And I want to make sure that message has a platform. And if we have whatever platform we have to share that message, amen. Because just because you could, doesn't mean you should.
Yeah.
Just like anything in life, And so you have to find out when the right time for a lot of things in our life is. So that being said, appreciate you bringing Haley to you. You got to come back.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thank you guys so much for having me. Thanks, Milton, for asking.
We're looking forward to your career continuing to evolve. And when you make it to the NFL and the NBA, we're going to say, hey, she was on the 7-Figure Squad podcast in 2023. We knew her, right?
I feel honored to be here. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Any final words?
As Matt said, we're excited. We're excited for you. We're excited for your future, and we're blessed to be able to have you on the show. And we hope to see you again. And for everyone watching, man, follow Haley. Haley definitely has a very powerful message, not only empowering women, but also empowering people as a whole. And the way God's using her is going to be in a tremendous way. And I'm really, really excited to see where God takes you in these next couple of years. And I pray that your future endeavors are extremely wholesome and purposeful, that you may be able to make a massive impact that not only changes your life and your family's life, but the generations to come.
I'm gonna cry.
And the right man is out there. We'll be your virtual bodyguards to make sure that it comes your way. Yeah.
Thank you guys for being great leaders, though, too. I've only known him for 2 weeks or whatever, and I looked at your Instagram for 2 seconds, but just even seeing what you guys put out there, and just seeing that there are good men that are leaders and gonna be strong in your family and your faith and everything that encompasses too, is just really cool to actually see that in real life, not just on a platform or whatever too. So thank you guys for being who you are. I appreciate that.
Well, praise God. Amen to that. That being said, guys, make sure you follow Haley here. We'll put her links in the description section below. If you're watching this, make sure you hit subscribe, hit like. Make sure you also follow my man here, Milton, SMB Performance _. That being said, guys, every Wednesday we're here live. But in between, we also have interviews that we also do here on the 7 Figure Squad podcast to make sure you're surrounded with the thoughts to help you think like a millionaire, the strategies to become a millionaire, because we want you one day to become a first-generation cash flow millionaire, not necessarily for the sake of you making $1 million, but to provide for the people you love and care about, the quality of lifestyle that you know you and your family deserve. That being said, from Dallas, Texas, I'm your money smart guy, and until we meet again, continue to live smart, continue to love smart, and be money smart today. See you next week.